Yo, 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 welcome back to Blitzburg Squad. I'm Wesley Seeley, joined alongside Shane Smith. Thanks for joining us as we dive into the Wildcard matchup. First week of the playoffs, man. Here we go.
First week of the playoffs, and first time ever it is 6 games.
I was going to say, yeah, we got an extra couple games here. All right, to kick things off, we got it started on Saturday. Saturday at 1 o'clock, we got the Colts and the Bills. What do you say?
Colts squeaked in because Miami got absolutely demolished by the Bills.
Yeah.
Basically in just one half of football. Colts have a pretty good defense, and Jonathan Taylor, the rookie, has started to come undone.
He's a heck of a runner.
I think he had like 253 yards last week in rushing. Like, he just went bonkers. And
as Pat McAfee would say, he's good at the football.
Yes, good at the football. And honestly, if the Colts are going to win, they have to establish the running game. You cannot put it in Phillip Rivers' hands. He's just way too inconsistent. 100%. On the other side of the ball, the Bills, their defense is starting to get rolling.
Yep.
And their offense looks absolutely unstoppable, whether it's the run, the pass, Josh Allen running, whoever else running, short dunks, long passes. I mean, they look just about as unbeatable as you can get right now.
I was going to say, I mean, there's probably the argument of they might be the best team in the NFL right now. You know what I mean?
I would put them at number one.
Everybody
right now.
puts the Chiefs right at the top, but at the moment, how they're playing, I mean, the Bills, I don't know. I don't know if there's a team all around that's playing better than them right now.
Right.
So
I would agree with that. I'm very thankful we don't have to play them this round.
I mean, if Colts do have a pretty solid defense. They have a heck of a task here, though, going up against this Bills offense. But if Colts can at least limit a little bit what Josh Allen can do and limit Stephon Diggs, and just freaking run the ball with Jonathan Taylor the whole time, keep Josh Allen on the sideline, just try to win time possession, really. I don't know. I think they have a pretty good shot at this, at least to make it a game.
Right. Yeah. They need to play like we played against the Bills in the first half of the game before the hinges fell off.
Right.
And the Colts would have a chance of staying in, but I don't know if any team can keep them down for a full 60.
Right. I think all of us football fans, not Colts fans and not Bills fans, just opposite of football fans, we just want to see a close game out of this one.
Right.
You know? So I'd like to see the Colts come out and give the Bills a good shot. I just ultimately don't see it happening because, like you said, I mean, Bills just look unstoppable at the moment.
Yeah.
So
I would agree. I think this one's potentially over sooner rather than later, so I'm going Bills.
I'm going Bills.
I'm going to say 35-17.
Okay. I'll go a little bit closer. I'll go 31-21.
Okay.
4 o'clock Saturday game, we got the Rams and Seahawks.
Still not sure who the Rams quarterback's going to be. I know Goff had that surgery, and they want him to play, but I don't know how well he's gripping the ball. As of Wednesday, they've not really said anything about how any of that's working out for them. Now, their defense is solid, and I think their defense has definitely kept them in a lot of games, having Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey. That really helps out for them. But on the other side of the ball, you have a Seattle team that their offense can be dynamic. It just doesn't seem like it's been that way recently.
Yeah, I agree.
But Russell and DK and Lockett and whoever else you put on there can ball out when they're ready to. Yep. And their defense has slowly gotten better. I don't know what's changed, but they're not the worst defense in the league anymore. I'm going to say that Jared Goff is going to play, whether that's a smart choice or not.
I don't know if this is updated or not, but according to ESPN, the injury report shows Jared Goff is out at the moment.
Oh,
like
okay.
I said, I don't know if this has been updated as of Wednesday today, but if he's out, I don't know if that changes your mind at all, or if you already had your.
It doesn't change my pick,
okay.
but it definitely changes my score.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go Seahawks.
Yeah. I mean, if that holds true and Jared Goff is out, I don't know who's the guy that
played last week.
Yeah, who was the guy that jumped in? Do you remember his name?
Let me look him up here.
I know he did not look good at first, and I didn't even pay attention to the rest of it.
Jay Wolford.
Yeah, that's it.
And he ended up, first of all, he led in rushing yards. He had 6 carries for 56 yards, but he went 22 of 38, 231 yards, and 1 interception. So I'm still not sure how they won that game.
They did win the game, though, somehow, some way.
A lot of field goals.
Okay.
Field goals and a safety.
I'm thinking you're going to have to do a little bit more than field goals against Russell Wilson here.
And a pick six. So they scored no offensive touchdowns.
Yeah, probably not looking good, Rams fans.
Nope.
I'm going to go Seattle, too. I don't think Russ has been cooking, as much as he usually is at this point in the season. Maybe he gets it going in playoffs. I don't know. I mean, he can definitely turn it on. And like you said, with Metcalf, I saw he just passed Steve Largent for the most Seattle Seahawks receiving yards. Seattle,
and he's been in for 2 years? That guy's a beast.
Yeah, he is. I'm going to take the Seahawks. I don't know. I'll go Seahawks. I'll go 34. I'll give the Rams 16.
Well, that's probably being generous.
Probably.
I'm going to go Seahawks 31. I'm going to say Rams 9.
Ooh. Ouch. Then to wrap up the Saturday games, we've got the Buccaneers and the Washington football team.
I'm actually interested in this game. I'm sure a lot of people have the Bucs just blowing this out of the water. And Brady and his offense definitely have looked good.
Mm-hmm.
And their defense is no joke with Devin White holding the helm and some of their rookies coming in, and they have a nice pass rush. But Washington's defense is no joke. I mean, their front four, front seven is absolutely legitimate.
Yep.
And they're going to hold the score low, and that's how they have to win. They have to keep it a low score for them to have any sort of chance. Not that Alex Smith isn't a good game manager and couldn't pull this one out.
Mm-hmm.
I just personally don't see the football team able to score more than 20 points.
Okay.
So I think they got to keep it low in order to have a chance, and I think they do, and people will be surprised. But I'm still going Bucs on this one.
Okay, fair enough. I was just looking at the injury report for this game, too. How about this? I didn't know this, but Devin White is ruled out.
Oh, good. Okay. Well,
so, Mike Evans is questionable because you saw him tweak that knee.
Yeah, that one. I mean, he's lucky that he didn't blow his knee.
I thought he was going to be out. I didn't know anything about Devin White being out. But anyways,
I had no idea about Devin White either.
A couple guys on Washington questionable, but that could change. So, I actually think this is going to be a really close game.
Uh-huh.
I like you said, I think Tampa Bay's offense going up against Washington's defense. Did you see Chase Young called out Tom? He's like, I want Tom, or he said he wants to sack Tom.
I was gonna say I seen something on ESPN, but I hadn't read the article yet.
Yeah. He called out Tom. He definitely wants to sack him. So that's kind of cool. Just adds a little something, adds a little edge to the game.
Which is funny because Chase said that he during one of the things, I think he was mic'd up versus the Steelers game, and he had said that he held up on Ben so he didn't hit him. He must have a vendetta against Tom or something.
It's going to be, I think, honestly, this one's going to be really close. I could be way off here, but I think Alex Smith has done a good job at just, like you said, he's kind of a game manager, and he's just done a good job in place of whoever they flipping had, Brandon Allen, Haskins at this point. He's been the best one so far, and he can kind of just win you games. He's that game manager kind of guy. Just let the defense do their thing, and then play mistake-free offense for him. And you know what you're going to get out of the Buccaneers offense, most likely. So.
Here's my only concern is that Smith is still dealing with his calf injury, and I don't want to see a replay of what they did to RG3 in his playoff appearance and basically end up ruining this guy's career. Alex Smith is a little older and doesn't really have a lot of time left anyways, but I mean, Heineke's at least a step up from Haskins, not Alex Smith, but he could still at least give them a chance.
Yeah. Yep, 100%. What do you think for a score for this one?
I'm going to go 23-17 Bucks.
I'm going to go 24-21 Bucks.
Okay.
Then we move on to the Sunday games. Sunday at 1 o'clock, we got the Ravens and Titans.
The two running teams in the NFL.
A rematch of what, last year's divisional?
I believe so, yeah.
But this one's at the Titans instead.
Yes, at Titans. So it's going to be interesting to see because to me it comes to what defense can stop the run. The Titans are definitely have that extra element of passing, although last week it looked like Lamar, I don't know what he ended up passing for, but I think he threw like 3 or 4 touchdown passes.
Yeah,
I mean,
he looked pretty good.
But they ended up also like running for like, I don't know, 200 and some yards combined. But then on the other end, you have Mr. Derrick Henry, who ran for 250 some yards to be able to break the 2,000, which is, I mean, that's just absurd. Like, this guy is unstoppable. I'm debating, and I think the Titans' defense is bad. They just don't have that pass rush or that defense. They have to score high, and they have to continue to score or keep the other team off the field, which they can. I really hate to say it, but I think the Ravens, just because their defense, are the better team.
That's what I'm doing too, because I'm going back and forth. I'm like, man, Tennessee. Well, Tannehill's a pretty good passer. You know what you're going to get out of Derrick Henry. He's going to run the ball. But Tennessee's defense have been so bad. Like, so it's like if Baltimore can at least, because remember when they played them this season, Baltimore really stuffed Derrick Henry basically the whole game until the end.
Yeah, until the fourth quarter and overtime.
Yep, exactly. So if Baltimore can replicate what they did in that first matchup and just be able to stuff them for majority of the game, like, I don't see the Titans basically go through Derrick Henry. The Ravens can go through Lamar. They can go through Gus Edwards. They can go through
J.K.
Dobbins. They
still have Mark Ingram, who used to be their number 1 and is now their number 3. And as a number 3, it's still better than some teams' number 1.
Right. There's just so many elements to the Ravens' offense, so many fresh legs you can get involved. It's just, I think, a little bit of a mismatch. But, hey, I don't know. I could be wrong. Titans have gotten the past 2 times. So
Right. They sure have. And I think it'll be an exciting game to where defense really – somebody's going to have to make a stop eventually.
Right.
And I think whoever's defense can make the stop first is who ultimately wins.
Right.
And I just unfortunately trust the Ravens defense. I've seen them a lot more. We've seen them a lot more over the years to know that they come the ball out when it comes to playoffs now. And I know Lamar has that 0-2 hanging over his head, and he wants to erase that.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, the Ravens have had a solid defense for forever, it seems like. So
yeah,
it's hard to go against it. I don't know. I think it is going to be close, but I'm going to take the Ravens as well. I'll go something like, I don't know, we'll go 28-23.
Okay, I'm going higher. I'm going to go 38-35.
Okay, big time. Bears at Saints.
This is going to be interesting because I guess I didn't realize last week, but the Saints had no running backs, I think it was.
Wow.
Because Kamara tested positive.
Okay.
And so I think he can play this week, but it also probably depends on how he's feeling, because with the Browns and Myles Garrett, I know he was feeling the effects for quite a while. Even after he came off, he was still feeling the effects, and I think possibly still is, because he seems to be a little banged up. So that's going to be something to watch, because if you take away their running game or limit it because of that, or Kamara comes back and has is a little bit slower, and you're forcing Breeze to throw, that's probably not really what you want, especially against the Bears defense, who's pretty solid. And I'm not sure what's gotten into the Bears offense, but they just, all of a sudden flipped a switch.
They know how to play football now?
I don't know how. I don't know why. But I still don't trust the Bears. I trust Sean Payton and Drew Brees more. And, the Bears have a valiant effort. They got into the playoffs, but I still am taking the Saints. I think they're supposed to be getting Michael Thomas back as well. So that cannot hurt them.
I was looking at the injury report here for this game. Bears have Deion Bush, a safety, Buster Screen, a corner, and Jalen Johnson, a corner, all out. So I don't know who else they have in their secondary, but that sounds like a pretty big hit to their secondary.
Right. Don't they have isn't there one safety, Eddie Jackson?
Yeah, Eddie Jackson. I think they have Kyle Fuller at their corner still, as far as I know.
Then they have Khalil Mack.
Yeah, Khalil Mack. But, man, if their secondary is that banged up, I mean, Drew Brees is probably going to have probably going to take advantage of that a little bit.
Right. I would hope so, at least.
The Bears, to me, we joked about it earlier in the year when they were 4-0 or something like that.
They were 4-0 or 5-0.
Maybe they went even 5-0 maybe. We just kept joking about it, when are they going to fall off? And they did fall off. And it just seems like they squeaked their way into the playoffs. Like it doesn't even like seem real to me that they're in the playoffs right now. We just joked about it earlier in the season about them just being pretenders the whole time.
Yeah, because I think they had to win the final 3. I want to say they were like 5-8 at one point, and so they had to win 3 straight to get in. And I'm sure not just you and I, but a lot of other people had. I'm
sure Bears fans are shocked. Anyways, yeah, I'm going to take the Saints in this one. I just think it's, I don't know. I just think it's a little bit too big of a stage for Trubisky, and I'm not a believer in Trubisky, so
right.
I'm going to go with what I know and Sean Payton and Drew Brees at
the Superdome.
Yeah, at the Superdome. I don't see the Bears coming in and doing anything too damaging.
Right.
What do you think for a score?
I'm going to say 27-17.
Okay. I'm going 37-13.
Wow. Shellacking.
Big time. And then to wrap things up for Wild Card, we've got the Browns at the Steelers.
Rematch number 3 of the season.
Here we go.
And back-to-back. We hopefully have a healthier team. I think it was like 9 total people we had off. Yep. Now we're probably still not going to it's all but pretty much confirmed we're not having Hayden. I don't know about Ebron or Cassius Marsh. So we'll kind of have to see on that whether they play or not. That could determine some, special teams and offensive power there. But we possibly are getting Matt Fire back. We're possibly getting Spillane back. So those would be 2 huge ones. And the Browns, they had to give everything to us to be able to make it into the playoffs. And I know talking to many of Browns fans that I work with, because somehow in Pennsylvania they've invaded, they're happy to make the playoffs, and they're very excited to make the playoffs, but they weren't necessarily impressed with the way they made the playoffs.
Sure.
And so unfortunately, they have a lot of issues going on with COVID outbreaks, and I doubt this game's going to be moved, especially being playoffs, so I'm going Pittsburgh.
Yeah. I feel bad that, that the Browns have lost so many players recently, and now coaches, head coach. It sucks for them to finally make it to the playoffs and to lose their head coach play caller.
Right.
That's a huge blow. So definitely feel for them there. It is what it is. At this point in the season, and we knew kind of with this weird, wacky season, we were just going to have to roll with the punches. Unfortunately, we know what that's about. We've had our fair share of this season.
All too well.
Yeah. So it definitely sucks. But with that being said, Browns are going down. And by the way, disregard everything I said about the injury report, because I'm looking at the injury report for this game, and it's all whacked out. So it says Ben's out, Terrell Edmonds is out.
I can guarantee you Ben's not out.
Steve Nelson's questionable. I maybe disregard everything I said about the injuries for the other matchups. Maybe Goff is playing then. I don't know.
Maybe.
Anyways, so I think this is you're probably not going to see too much creativity. Probably not going to see too much, I don't know, offensive masterminds going at it here. It's probably going to be a lot of the same plays you saw the first matchup.
Right.
Kind of makes me nervous a little bit because we haven't seen the Steelers play great football within the past couple of weeks. So you don't really know what you're going to get there. But I just still think, with Ben coming back in the lineup now after having that week off was huge.
Yes.
And then also getting Spillane back, hopefully it would help us in our pass coverage for our linebackers. I don't know. I just see us as a better overall team. And, kudos to the Browns for making it here and making it this far. But I just think still the Steelers are the better overall team that could get it done, even though they're kind of hitting a rough patch.
Right. I would agree. I think we've turned it, so turn that corner, hopefully, and the rest was much needed.
I hope so. I don't know. I'll go, I don't know. Let's go Steelers 28. Browns 14.
Okay. I'm going to go Steelers 31, Browns 13.
Okay. A little higher score.
Yes.
Nice. I like it. Be nice to crack 30 points.
Our defense just always seems to rattle Baker. And if you put it in his hands.
Getting TJ back and getting Cam back. They're losing Joe Batonio, their best guard.
Yeah, I was going to
So.
say, because that puts them to their 4th string guard.
Ooh.
Because they lost Chris Hubbard.
Oh, yeah.
And they lost the guy behind Chris Hubbard. So it was Wyatt Teller, Joel Bitonio, and then their 4th string guard. And having to go down to that's a rough patch for them.
Sucks. Yep, for sure. Oh, man, that stinks. That's all the playoff games, man. Pretty quick pick'ems this time.
Yeah, quick. No 16 games, so.
You guys don't have to listen to our annoying voices that much longer. So
shorter.
That's perfect.
And with it being playoffs, we're gonna do something different.
We all picked the same teams, man.
Right. We picked the same teams, so this week it will, I guess, make it interesting. So with the playoffs, whoever wins gets to kind of eliminate themselves off it, and there's gonna be a punishment, and we're gonna do like something hot, like hot sauce or jalapeno or something like that. So this week we decided that it's gonna be hot sauce for whoever loses. Well, we both picked the same ones, so I'm thinking, if you're up for it, that if for some reason out of the 6 games we chose, 2 of our picks are wrong.
Okay.
So that's a 66%.
Right. Okay.
Well, I guess we need a little bit more than that. We need 5 out of the 6 games to be right.
Okay.
Or else we're considered losers and we both have to take the shot of hot sauce.
Okay, that's fair. I think that's fair. Since we all picked the same, I think that's the only way you can
we'll
really
punish
do it.
both of ourselves unless we're just that good at knowing football.
We just nail them all.
I'd be perfectly okay with that.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, hopefully we're right then.
Yes.
All right, dude. You got anything else to add?
Nope.
All right. Cool. Well, thanks everybody joining us. Thanks for everybody joining us on YouTube and podcast. And make sure to comment your scores and predictions down below, and put whoever your favorite team is down below.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not the Bears, because I typed some smack in the Bears.
We both kind of do that.
But as always, thanks for joining us, and we will see you on the next one, guys. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know what it is.